Tara, I'm not sure if she's going to be here or not. She's working on a property, and it's not a normal night, so she may or may not pop in. I don't know. But tonight you get this handsome face, as always. But tonight we have our guest is Reverend Jamie McCaskill of the Order of Exorcists, same organization I belong to. So, you know what that means? Liturgical libation. You know, the usual. But so I'm going to bring him in here, and we'll start talking. We're going to be talking about paradrama tonight. He's similar story to me, paranormal investigator turned reverend, turned I don't know, deliverance minister, exorcist, however he likes to call it. So here he is.
Hey, man.
What's up, man? So, yeah, I wasn't sure how to bring you on. Deliverance minister, exorcist, you know.
I go by deliverance minister, but it is exorcist. I just use the term deliverance minister because it doesn't have that stigma with it as much, especially with me being, Protestant. So it just kind of, a lot more Protestants will, and also when you go into the Catholic Church and you go, hey, I'm a deliverance minister, you get kind of a different greeting from the priests.
Oh, come on! If you go into a Catholic church and you're just not Catholic, they just give you a weird look.
Well, I'm usually wearing this. And I'm like, I'm a deliverance minister, and they're like, "Oh, brother, it's so good to see you. How are you? Give me a hug."
You never got that. I don't know. The Catholic churches around you must be different. I never got that. But then again, I don't go into the Catholic church wearing my collar. So.
Oh yeah. Well, usually when I'm in there, I'm on my way to do a blessing of a house, or do a deliverance on someone. So it's kind of, I'm on the way there already dressed. So.
Yeah, I got my collars here, as my son calls it, my flea collars.
Yep. Well, I get a dog collar.
There you go. There you go. But so tonight I figured we would talk about paradrama and the para bullshit that happens in this community. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. My first taste of it. My first taste of it, because I came, my story, how I started up here in Ohio, then I moved back to home to Louisiana, started a big group down there, came back. My first taste of drama, I kept hearing about it, but I never experienced it. I had a lot of other groups I met that were friendly. My first taste of it was after a radio disc jockey put out a call. She said, for Halloween, I would like to have a group come out and investigate my old apartment because I think it was her dad still owned it or something. And she said, I could get you in there. And she's like, I had a lot of experiences, which, by the way, that was a great case. But afterwards, she did a radio show and she was so happy with us. She was like, these guys were so professional. They did a great, wonderful job, blah, 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 all the good stuff. And next thing I know, our page was just blown up with hate by this one guy who hid his name and said they could have had a bit more professional group do it. And we could have done it. And it was, and all I could think, I responded back. I said, man, you had the same opportunity we had. It took us a week to get a hold of her. But that was my first taste of it, and it was like, wow, just the hate was.
Yeah, isn't it great? We're all out here doing the same thing, and everybody's got hate on everybody. I mean, it pisses me off. I don't even go to Paracons anymore. They're just, if I go, I just go wander around. Say if any friends are there, say hey, what's up? Talk to them, and that's pretty much it. Or if there's some interesting guests I want to hear speak, like the New Jersey Para Unity Expo, and I say that lightly because that the guy that actually runs that I was friends with on Facebook. I never met him, but he's got no problem talking shit about me because of some other people who I don't get along with anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, I never met you, and yet you're talking shit about me. Like, who the hell are you? You know?
Yeah.
But when it comes, when it comes to that, I gotta shut this off. I'm losing my train of thought. When it comes to that, I had Ghostbusters playing. But when it comes to that, I don't want to know you. I don't want to work with you. I don't want, I mean, if I have to, I will. But I don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with your crap. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help the client. And I also believe that there are two different kinds of investigators. You got your ghost hunters that go to, the well-known locations looking for ghosts. And then you have those that do the residential cases like us, to investigate what is actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anybody.
That's like me.
Anybody can go on YouTube or TikTok and go, look, I'm hunting ghosts. Yay!
They get mad at me because I call them legend trippers.
Yes.
Yes. But it's like it's the truth. It's like you guys aren't helping anybody. You're not going to find anything. And there's a place here in town. Like I'll give you this one. You can look this up. It's called Holcomb Road. Mm-hmm. And if you look it up online, you're going to find the legend, and that's what people go out there for. It's not because it's really haunted. It's the legend.
Well, it's like the Devil's Tree in Jersey.
Yeah, and all it takes is one quick phone call to the sheriff's department to find out that bus was abandoned there by hippies. All the bones that were found in it were chicken bones that people, when they would go out there, would toss over into the bus when they were there. It was not. It was not a school bus that wrecked and killed a bunch of kids, and those were not children's bones inside of the bus.
Yeah, hang on one second. We got a birthday wish here. Happy birthday to Nick. I'm going to mispronounce your name. Gare, I'm assuming. Nick Gare. But happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Nick. But yeah, it's like there's so many places like that. There's Holcomb Road here. Back in Shreveport, I forget the name. I want to say it's called Ellerby Road School. The closest thing I ever got to hate down in Shreveport was because of that location. Because one of the legends was that you would go out there and you'd see a truck drive down the road, an old model truck with a farmer sitting inside, and he's glowing blue. You go visit the farmer that owns the property. He's got an older model truck. You look inside of there, and he has those little lights from AutoZone in there because his dashboard lights don't work. And they're blue. And they're like, oh, he comes out, the truck will appear out of nowhere and chase you off. It's like, no, it's a farmer who doesn't want you on his property because his cows are out there.
Yeah, we got one of those legends in Jersey here, Clinton Road. Supposedly there's a pickup truck that tries to run you off the road and that stuff. I've never actually been up there. I do want to go up there and check it out, but I just don't have time.
Yeah, like me, I prefer going to a house. If you go to these famous places, is it fun? It can be. Or you'll go to the location, and I'm not naming any names, but you'll go there and you'll find out, well, the owner of the property has a phone, and his ringtone is a screaming child, and one of the legends is that there's a child that died falling down stairs.
Yeah. There's a few places around here that I used to investigate before they became TV places, and since then I've heard changed. The energy's changed in there and stuff like that. But at the same time, you also have, and part of this power drama is because of these ghost hunting, whatever they're called. Businesses, where they go out, they're at the location, and you can investigate for the night for like $150 or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're bringing in, people who've never done it before and stuff like that. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but it drives the price up for teams.
Yes.
That's true. Every location that I've gone to around New Jersey, the price has gone up. I mean, some of them significantly. It's ridiculous. It's like, I'm not here to make money. Exactly. I'm here just to investigate, and gather evidence and stuff. But if you want to play that game, we can play that game. I'll see you. Goodbye.
Right.
And stuff like that. But I mean, the other thing with these ghost hunting teams is recently, not that far, there were two groups literally feuding with each other on freaking Facebook.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Like seriously, what? Why?
What gets me are the teams like what I had here. When I think I told you on the phone about this. When I moved to town, I was part of a larger group. It was called the Pros Family, and the Pros Family's kind of, we still talk, but the group kind of didn't really disband. The website went down, and people just kind of stopped talking amongst each other. But a lot of us still do. And we had a message board. And if you were going to move, say I was going to move to New Jersey where you are, I could put on a message board, hey, I'm moving to New Jersey, to this specific town. Are there any teams close by? I'd like to join. If not, I'm going to start my own. And that was what I did. I said, I'm moving to Ohio. I'm moving back to Fostoria. Are there any teams there I could join up with? If not, I'm starting my own. Weeks go by. Nothing. So I was like, all right, Levi, the guy running it, says, well, it looks like you're all clear, man. Start your own. Nobody's going to be mad at you. A week later, after I move here, we're in the newspaper. I get a call. Hey, we're part of Pros Family, man. Why didn't you join us? And still to this day, that's been 13 years ago. That team won't have anything to do with me. They will talk bad about me. They will not. I'm a deliverance minister who will help you with a demonic case, and you won't call me. You will call a team who knows me and have them contact me because you don't want to talk to me.
Great. I mean,
it's like I didn't step on your toes, man. Like, you had more of an ample opportunity to go, yeah, we want you. And even then, when they first contacted me, I said, the group hasn't got started good yet. There's only like 2 members. I'm willing to drop my group and join you.
Well, it's funny because, when I started, we were friends with people out in Gettysburg, and they had a store and all that. They were kind of like the in crowd, I guess you would call it, until there was a problem at an event where my wife's life was threatened, and I got in the guy's face. And apparently I was wrong, for defending my wife. Go figure, right? Well, It started a whole big war, and I'm not the only one it started with. There's a whole group of us that have similar experiences with these people. And I talk about it, but I don't mention any names. One day I will.
Like me.
But I'm looking at it as I'm Paranormal 911. So now, one of these days, you're going to need me.
Yep.
Sorry. It's going to suck to be you when that happens. But to this day, literally to this day, and this was like 2017, 2018, something like that, this went down. My name still comes out of their mouth, as well as everybody else's. There's such a division in the paranormal.
Yeah, it is.
It's like being in high school. And I don't like it. I really don't. Yeah. I don't like where the paranormal went, and it's ridiculous. And of course, everybody's got their phones on TikTok. Look at me. Can you come and smack me in the head? I just did a show. About YouTubers and shit like that, going into demonic places. You can use my energy and our energy, and you can jump into us. I'm like, really? Like, Are you that stupid? And that's what creates the drama. Because, and let's be clear, I don't care if you like me or not. I'm going to speak my mind, and I'm going to speak the truth.
Right. That's like me. That's why a lot of people don't like me, because I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day, and in fact, I think it might have been you, on how when I first got started, I would record like things that you wouldn't think to record, the sound, just so like if it comes up again, I know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my stomach's growling. Let's record that. Let's hear what that sounds like. Oh, yeah. I'm about to fart. That's funny, but I would record it. And that way, when I was on an investigation and I heard it, or when I was listening to my recorder, and even like pictures, I would take a rug, shake it, take a picture. Take a squirt bottle, spray it, take a picture.
Oh my God, I can't believe I can't tell you how many times people send me photos. Look, there's a ghost. There's a ghost. We actually had one. Lady contacted us saying she saw all these orbs, and we looked at it. It's just dust.
Yeah, I will feel bad saying it, but at the same time, I'm not. My wife's aunt used to send me pictures of these ghosts at her friend's house. And I'm looking and I'm going, that's a swimming pool. Oh, those are gnats. And she's like, no, they're not. Those aren't bugs. There was no bugs back there. They're gnats. You're near a swimming pool. You're taking a picture of this little bugs. You just don't see them. And it always just makes me laugh. But that's one reason a lot of paranormal investigators don't like me. And it's like, like you said, I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's not a ghost.
There was a lady looking for help, and in fact, I actually got a message her. I haven't talked to her in a while. There's a lady looking for help on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Oh, send Sam and Colby or Paranormal Files or this that." I'm like, "Why? You don't know what the hell to do."
Yeah.
You're claiming you got demonic activity. You're gonna send a YouTube team in. Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to be that whole. There's not many of us out there that do what we do, and can stand and say, look, I battled the devil and I've kicked his ass, but everybody's got to, thinks it's great. I mean, there's one team, their logo is literally an upside down cross. I mean, yes, that initially that's not what it was. That the upside down cross was the sign for St. Peter, but it got moved. It's like 666, and but now it's orchestrated with demonic activity. But why would you? Why? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
To sell shit.
There's a demonic investigation team. There's a demonic investigation team on Facebook. I don't think they're associated with the Order like we are. Mm-hmm. But I was watching, and he's constantly sharing sigils on his page. And I just kind of sit there like, I just watch it. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you'll have to give me the name later.
Yeah, I will.
I mean, literally, everybody, says we're fake and this and that. No, we're not. We were called to this. The man upstairs, the big guy, where is he? Right there.
Yeah.
There he is, right there. He's watching me right now. Yeah, exactly. He's watching me right now. He's watching us. He's watching the show. He called us to this, and this is why we do what we do.
How did you get your call? And I've never asked you about that.
It's actually kind of funny. Well, I think I had it for a while, and I just never thought anything about it. But as a truck driver, I'm driving through towns, and I started noticing churches after churches. There was a town. Any town I went through, I couldn't drive through without passing a church. And then, looking back on my history, I was a firefighter. I was an EMT. My whole career has been helping people and stuff. And there are times where I should have been dead, where I should not be sitting here talking to you right now. And it's just so I started listening, so to speak, and it just got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna follow this and see where it takes me.
Mm-hmm.
So I got back into investigating, and then the order popped up one day, so I was reading into that, and I joined, and then here we are today.
Yeah. Mine came, I was, I had been, like I told you, I'd been researching since I was 16, the paranormal. But of course, like, the family I come from, you put all that in the bio. But, so I was investigating the paranormal with my wife, and then I would constantly do, like, if I'm interested in something, I spend like hours and hours of my day just reading, researching, looking into videos on YouTube, whatever. That was how I was with ghost hunting, constantly. Any book, I pick it up and read it. If I didn't like it, I throw it in the trash. And so I wound up, one night I had a dream, a vision, if you will. And it caused me to, like, I felt like something was missing. So I spoke with my pastor I grew up with, and he said, "You're being called into the ministry." Well, that caused me to turn my focus towards that. In Shreveport, there's a man. I don't know if he's still around. He's a street preacher. I told Bishop Ron about this too. He's a street preacher, and I never met him before. Everybody in Shreveport called him the prophet because this guy would he would know stuff about you. Just as an example, he told my sister when she was married to this drug addict, "You want a child, but God's not going to give him to you until you leave that man." And then when in years, like months and months later, they would both wound up getting in trouble with the law. She got out of jail. She turned her life around. The very next guy she got with, she got pregnant. It was supposed to happen. Anyway, yeah. So this guy, like, I never met him before. He comes in the store I'm working in, walks up to, like, he sees me talking to someone. He walks over and he put his finger in my chest, and he said, "God is calling you to cast out demons." This guy never met me before. He knew nothing about me. He just walks up and does it. And when he walked away, I kind of like laughed. I said, "This guy knows nothing about me. It's this guy I'm looking at is just pale as a ghost." And he goes, "That was the prophet." And I said, "What?" He goes, "That's the guy they call the prophet." And that was kind of how I wound up switching gears. A long time later, I wound up switching gears and focusing on ministry and deliverance and exorcisms and all that stuff.
Yeah, I never had that experience, but I did have dreams. I did have dreams just randomly of like fighting demons and casting demons out and stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I still have them to this day. The more weird one was when the Pope's Exorcist came out.
Mm-hmm.
We watched it. Me and my wife watched it. That night, I had a dream I was Father Gabriel of Morth in that movie. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on, time out. It's like, I thought this, this isn't how this is supposed to go.
Yeah. That's a good movie. I like that one. And I heard you talking about on the last show about the one I told you about, the Nefarious. That's
I did. I like that one. That one's more of a psychological thriller.
Yeah. It's more realistic too.
Yeah, exactly. It demonstrates what the demonic does, to you. I mean, the case I'm working right now up in Canada is doing the same thing to her. It's isolating her. It's messing with her head. She's hearing the voices and stuff. And supposedly she has the permission from the Vatican for the Catholic Church to do an exorcism on him, but they're not. They're dragging their feet. Typical Catholic Church, Roman Catholic Church. Let me rephrase that: the Roman Catholic Church. Not that I don't like the Roman Catholic Church, but when they do this crap,
they
it
cause
really
a lot of issues.
Yeah, and this is something that she could have been, free of months ago, in reality. But
they're very, very picky about the ones they take.
Oh yes, very picky. And what's funny is if you're in Italy though, they'll grant an exorcism like that. But when it comes to the U.S., it's like, what the hell, My diocese.
I don't know how many exorcists they have in the U.S. anymore that are affiliated with the
There's not many.
I don't think there's many.
Everybody I know isn't even, my diocese doesn't even have an exorcist. The diocese I live in doesn't even have an exorcist that I know of.
I don't think the one here does either.
So
we're under St. Wendellin's here.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the whole paradrama thing, I mean, of course, we get off topic as usual.
It happens.
Typical paranormal happy hour show, But the thing I don't like is, in fact, I'll give you an example. Case in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. That case, I tried to get in touch with everybody she contacted. Nobody. Yep. You know who got back to me? Bishop Long.
Yep.
Bishop Long got back to me, and and told me, said she's not possessed. Don't do it. No, she doesn't need an exorcism. So that was the first time I dealt with her. The second time, I did a more in-depth psychological evaluation with her, and even my psychologist said she's not possessed. It's mental. It's all mental. Mm-hmm. She's creating it herself. Now, granted, I don't know where she lives was like the backdrop for the Hatfield-McCoy feud. So I'm sure there's plenty of spirits down there. But to claim what she was claiming, she's got one video that might be something. Might be like an apparition forming, but that's it. I wouldn't even call that evidence. But it's
that case. That's the case. Me and you both were contacted on that case. I was contacted several times on that case. And one of the groups that you pointed out to me and you were talking about off the air. I'm not going again. Like I'm like you. I'm not going to name any names. I'm friends with them, so that's another reason I'm not naming names. The guys are nice. The guys are good, but their investigating style. I learned that through John that what you see on their show on YouTube. They spent about 30 minutes in the location.
Yeah, it's like TV. Mm-hmm. They got to make it interesting, Yeah. A demon showed up while we were investigating. And it's got 100,000 views.
Yeah.
Demon, like I said last time, demons are like sex. It sells.
Yeah.
It's
true. Unfortunately. Sad but true.
Yeah, But when you see these teams doing stupid shit like that, and the biggest thing, oh my God, I had this conversation with Bishop Long in Connecticut. The biggest thing I cannot stand, is when I hear, funny, just talking about Bishop Long and he's going live in 30 minutes for his Bible study.
Bible study, yeah.
The notification just popped up, But I said to Bishop Long, because we were having a conversation about this, and biggest thing I can't stand with paranormal investigators is when they sit there, we invite you to talk to us, to come touch us, to this and that. Well, when there's another that opens up a freaking doorway, And when you try, and when like you, me, somebody tries to tell them this, they don't want to hear it because they know everything.
Yep.
And again, there starts drama. So I just sit back. Grab my beer. I watch them, and when they become possessed, I just wait for the phone call.
Yep.
Or the message. We need help. Oh, speaking of, that's probably a message there.
I got the same one.
Okay, it must have been that group chat.
Yep, Yahweh Nights.
Yeah. Although that was perfect timing.
But I'm the same way. Another one that they'll ask. This is one that I learned extremely early on, was never ask, what do you want? Because a demon takes that as an invite to take what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the first things I ask when I'm talking with the person about the demonic cases. You tell me you didn't ask, what do you want? And they're like, why? Did you ask it? No. Okay, I'm on my way.
Yep. Yeah, it's I'm not. And let's get something straight, everybody. We're not bashing paranormal teams, but when you guys do stupid shit like that, where we got to step in and mediate the situation.
But another part of paranormal drama but another part of paranormal drama I want to bring up, I don't know if we were headed that way with you, but when the people in the teams leave and then they start more drama.
Yes, we were talking about that the other day. We were talking about that on the phone the other day. I mean, I literally have three of ex-members doing that to me.
Me and John were talking today and about the same situation where, team. I tend to split amicably with team members, but every so often you get that one or two who will go off. And I used to wear a black cowboy hat every time I would investigate. I don't wear it normally, but the fedora, kind of like you wear.
Yeah.
And mine was a black leather one. And I had a lady come to me and said, when are you going to bring me the evidence of what you caught in my house? And I look at this lady and I'm like, I've never seen you before. And she starts going on about how I came and investigated her house. And long story short, we had this member leave, and it turns out that, in my opinion, I think it was him. Because me and him are the same height, same build. We're both former police officers. And I found out later he wore a black cowboy hat. I just never saw him wear it. I think he went and investigated that lady's house alone and caused, because he also had his FBI shirt. He had he together with me, we changed the group's uniform. We all wore black pants, black shirt, black hats, stuff like that. And it was me and him together that did it. Even the style of shirt we were wearing. Mm-hmm. And I think that he, honestly, can I prove it? No. But when he split, it was a very unamicably split. He started spreading rumors that I was saying that it was this other guy from this other team. I said, I never said that. I had text messages that show he told me that.
Yeah. Well, that's like the three from my team. Okay, two of them were married. One of them was psycho, and I didn't know this. Like when we did an investigation of a house, and I was tired. Okay, we started on a Friday night. We were going to do a whole entire weekend. We started on a Friday night. I had a rough day at work. I was tired. I was up at 2 in the morning. And meanwhile, it's 12 midnight. We're still not ready to go. I'm doing the interview. They're setting up, and they're screwing around. And I got annoyed. Okay. We finished the investigation, and it all of a sudden like 360. Oh, you're an asshole, you're this, you're that. The biggest thing, they brought politics into it. And anybody who knows me, I don't do politics. You want to talk Democrat Republican on an investigation, get out. Because that's not me. Okay? I'm not there to talk politics and stuff. I'm there to investigate and stuff. Well, long story short, they tried taking my team from me. Tried taking the team name and the whole 9 yards. So they joined. They made up their own thing. They were actually stealing investigations from me, because they were. I gave them. Yeah, I gave them. They were intake officers, and so they weren't telling me about cases, but they were doing cases without me knowing it and stuff. So that's one. And when I found that out, I was really pissed. The other one, he goes on shows and shows his evidence, which is actually my evidence from my team's investigation. It was just me and him, but it was my team paid for it, meaning I paid for it, at the Hinsdale house. Okay, and he's saying that it's all his. You know what it is? It's dust. He's saying he saw, look at this orb, look at this, look at that. It's dust. Well, the reason why he left is because that night he brought a damn gun to the house. Okay? Granted, it was an airsoft gun, which still fire. And anybody who doesn't know an airsoft gun will fire a projectile. Okay? Right. But the biggest thing I was worried about was New York State is hard on anybody with guns. They're worse than New Jersey. Okay? He doesn't have a permit for it. He doesn't know how to use it and stuff. So he's waving it around and all that. I grabbed it from him. I said, dude, you ain't getting this back until we leave. Mind you, I didn't know, I know the owner of the house. I didn't know what his stance on guns were.
Right.
So I didn't want to get that phone call, why is there a gun in my hand, blah, 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 stuff like that. But, he got pissed off because I made a rule that, no firearms. Because West Virginia, I have a concealed carry in West Virginia. I have a concealed carry in most states. But, so the one time we were down in the event, I had my 45 on me and stuff. But I didn't bring it into the event. I was walking around town and stuff like that. I'd have it on me. But in the event, it was locked in my truck in my console and stuff. And he's trying to use that on me. I said, first of all, dude, I'm trained to use it. Number one. Number two, I'm licensed to use it. Number three, I have a permit to carry it. So, you're shit out of luck. Oh, I'm leaving, blah, blah, blah. He went and started his own team, and all right, bye, see ya. Well, I was watching a video, an interview with him, and sure enough, calling me fake, not by name, but I knew who he was talking about, and stuff like that. And he still does it to this day. Granted, I do talk about the situation from time to time, but still, it's, why? I do it. I talk about the situation because I'm trying to teach people, what to look for and stuff like that. Because there are people out there that will take advantage of you and try to take over your team. And I believe you had an experience with that too.
Twice. First one was when the group first got started. I brought on like 5 or 6 people. One of them, I found out later, she had been going to a group of girls in the group going, Jamie, he likes to, he doesn't know how to lead. What I tend to do is, you said the word the other day, but I can't think of it right now, where you delegate. I delegate down. Mm-hmm. I have my tech manager. I have my assistant lead investigator. I have a person over research. She was using that against me, saying if I knew how to do it, I wouldn't have to delegate. And she tried to take the group from me.
Well, that's like the fire chief in the fire department doing all the work when he's got his officers.
Right. So she wound up getting kicked out because of it. And then the second time, the group had got so big. I'm telling you, man, at one time we had 25 or 30 members.
Jesus.
We were really popular around here. And this small little group came in of like 4 people all together. They were a family. And I started finding out through the grapevine, there's FPI meetings going on.
Without you.
I'm at work. And I'm like, so I like messaged someone. I said, what's this about there being an FPI meeting? Oh, we're all gathered together having a barbecue. I said, without the leader of FPI? So a little bit later, we get this the chance to do the movie. And the small little branch quit and went off. So we get ready to do the movie. That was those 4 people and like 2 or 3 others with them.
And wasn't that didn't they leave because you wouldn't tell them what you would surprise you at or something like that?
Well, no, that happens after this. That little group went off and started their own group. Believe it or not, as I predicted, that group lasted about a year. They were all about like wanting to be in a TV show. They were more worried about what their group's name was than getting investigations and helping people. So anyway, we did a little movie, and the majority of the group quit because I would not, like you were saying, I would not tell them what the secret was that I was keeping. And I was only doing it because I want to surprise them, and I don't want them to, what if it doesn't happen? What if the movie doesn't happen? Yeah. Then you're going to be like, oh, well, Jamie, you lied. So anyway, they all get mad, and then they quit and went and joined that group, but then turned around a year later, and the group fell. And it was one of them situations where they were bad-mouthing us. They were, I don't know who this one guy was, but he shows up at the premiere of the movie bragging about that team investigating his house. And I'm like, who are you? Like, why are you at our event for a movie to brag about the team that broke away from us because I wouldn't tell them the secret?
And I guarantee that guy didn't know anything about the reason why they left.
Right. And not only to mention that.
Story.
Not only to mention that, go to FPI's page right now. If you scroll down, you'll see when I started bragging about how we're coming back. That guy commented and told the same exact story, but said that it was us. We don't know this guy. The only time we met him was at that premiere of the movie. But now it's not Epic that did it. It's FPI that did it.
Yeah.
Paranormal drama.
Seriously. There's just too much of it. I mean, it's
yeah, it's everywhere.
It hurts everybody. Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Kelly.
Not too bad. Got to spend a little bit of money, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, the UK.
UK, nice. I so want to go to the UK. So
Me
bad.
too.
There's so many things out there. You know, the one place I wish it would be. I wish I could go. Unfortunately, but although I might be getting a passport, so who knows?
I want to go over there. I want to visit where my family's from, the island of Skye. I want to go see that. I'd like to go there. The UK is just beautiful. Like in all the pictures you see, the old castles. Cambridge.
Oh, yeah. I'm from Cambridge. Wait, which one are we on? Cambridge. Come on, show it. There it is. I don't know why my computer runs slow. It's literally plugged into the internet.
It popped up right off for me when you first clicked it.
Okay. But yeah. I mean, I wonder if they have the kind of power drama we have over here, over in the
I wouldn't
UK.
doubt it. I really wouldn't doubt it.
But I have a paranormal gift. Oh yeah,
Ooh,
cool.
Cambridge. I'm
What
looking
are
at
you?
pictures of Cambridge right now.
Nice. I mean, the problem, the real problem we have here is everybody wants to be on TV.
Yeah.
Whether it be or they want to be famous somehow. You know, I mean, everybody's got to know every celebrity. They got to make their own thing.
And if you
Show.
look at what happens with that, man, like a lot of people go on and on about the what was that? Who was that couple? I've been out of the loop so long. The EVP couple that where he killed her and then himself.
Oh, Mark and Debbie Constantine.
Yeah, God rest both their souls, but
Yes.
uh, a lot of that had to do with the celebrity aspect.
Yeah. Well,
extremely.
I think I've actually heard that. I've actually heard spirits having conversations with themselves. One night, I was doing a fire standby in the snow, and I was upstairs sleeping, and I could hear people talking, and it wasn't everybody was asleep. It was like 3 a.m. and stuff. But I put my I went home, grabbed the recorder the next night, and I got some voices there. So the firehouse is, every firehouse is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the Constantine, I think Mark Constantine had a little bit of mental health issues going on.
Yeah,
with that,
but I do know. Like I've been to you mentioned you went to a lot of the paranormal conferences. I went to several of them, and I do know, and my wife will attest to this. A lot of sex goes on at those things, and I actually had I had a paranormal celebrity, gorgeous. She was just drop dead gorgeous. Looks like a model. She was. I'm not saying who she is or what show. I'll tell you off the air. She came on to me twice. She came up with she was wearing a dress that looked like a man's dress shirt and had like a belt tied around her waist. And she saw that my wife would walk up behind me and wrap her arms around me and lay her head on my back. She did that to me. And I felt her hands and I went, wait a minute, that's not my wife. And I turned around and she still hugging me, looks in my eyes and goes, her face like real close to mine, just like, gotcha.
Ooh, and I'm curious who this is.
Yeah, I'll send you a text. But my wife will tell you that happened. She saw it, and I was luckily my wife trusts me. She knows I'm not going to do anything, but stuff like that happens at those so much, and I think a lot of that happened.
Check this out. The house is 4 years old. But it might be 4 years old. It's probably something to do with the land. Good bet. But they did archaeological data and found a Roman village behind there. That's cool.
Yeah, that is nice.
That is cool. You know where I've always wanted to go? I've always wanted to go to like Israel, Jerusalem.
Oh yeah.
And walk where and see the ruins and walk where Jesus walked.
That would be nice, man. I want to go up to like what's that on top of the hill, that fortress, when that one show went there before and investigated. I want to go there. It's up on that mountaintop where they held out after the Roman attack.
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Yeah, that would be a really cool place to investigate. There's so many in the Middle East that would be cool. And then over there you have like the jinn.
Oh yeah, you got all kinds of different religions over there. Jinn. I don't know. I can't think of any right now. But don't go there without your AR-15.
Right.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, people. I'm kidding. Relax.
But that's why I want to travel. I want to travel so bad just to go see places like that. That would be awesome. But Now, back to the paranormal drama. I do know that that show, Most Haunted, caused a lot of paranormal drama because you had that parapsychologist, him and that guy, the Derek Acora. They had a lot of fighting between them.
Well, it's everybody, like I said, everybody has to be on TV. Griffin had a pub, ran a pub 6 years ago. It was built in the 1800s, and that was active every. Oh, I bet it was. England, the UK is so old.
Yeah, they have stuff that goes back to the Roman period.
Yeah, Jesus' time, man.
Do you know there was a parent? I don't know what book it was in, but I read it this is years ago. That's why I don't remember. I've been reading this stuff since I was 16. So, but there was a house, and they would see these heads on the ground, like moving along. And years later, they dug that up and found a Roman road under there. So what it was the Roman soldiers walking. You could see their heads, but not their bodies, because they were still walking the road in the head.
Nice.
Yeah, that was over in the UK.
And I bet you the road was still intact. I bet you the road was still intact. Potholes, no nothing. Not like the engineered roads we have.
Yeah, same here in Ohio too. Yeah.
Oh, nice. They're everywhere.
But that's the type of stuff they have over there.
Yeah. Oh, but going back to the power drama, I mean, it's. I don't know why people can't just work together, shut up and work together. Who cares? Who gives a shit about egos? And that's the biggest thing is their ego. Is ego.
Yeah, especially when you have one group who's willing to help the other. You're willing to help and do stuff for them. Like when I had the museum.
Yeah, the case we just got from the order. I'm helping out the team up in Canada with it because they don't have the resources that I have. So I told them, I said, listen, I'll help you out. And if I got to come up there, or if we got to come to us, whatever, we'll figure it out. And they're like, oh, great, cool, thank you. They're so appreciative of it. So anytime I get any evidence or I talk to them or something like that over video chat, I record it, I send it to her, so they know what's going on. I highly recommend a place called
Bath, and the Roman baths are there, and I have been there. Nice.
Oh, cool! I can take a bath. Scrub it up.
I don't know if you want to bathe there, man.
All right, so it's a couple 1,000-year-old water. So what? It ain't the worst time. It ain't the worst thing I've done.
Sorry if you can hear my wife throwing up in the background. I'm sorry if y'all hear that.
Oh.
She's always sick. She's got so many health problems. She's sick to her stomach.
Okay. I actually threw up at work the other day for no reason.
The heat, probably.
I don't know why. Oh yeah, that was fine afterward. No, I was fine. No, I threw up my breakfast. I threw up the donuts I ate.
Yep, they see that they're.
I had to do with Dunkin'.
She said they're fighting all the time over there too.
Yeah, so it's the same. It's the same over here. The paranormal is very cliquey.
Yeah. I think that the problem that we're having with my podcast, EVP, Everyday Voices, I think that that's somebody that doesn't like me, or not so much John. I don't think anybody has any problem with John, but I think it's somebody that doesn't like me just reporting. I really do.
Probably what happened to me. My original accounts got hacked. My original Facebook got hacked, and I had to recreate everything. And somebody reported it that I was trying to impersonate myself because, my Facebook pages were, the team and the church pages were New Jersey Ghost Detectives Order of Exorcists and St. Benedict's Anglican Church. Well, The new pages are the same, but NJ after them and stuff. So yes, it's the same, but it's me.
Right.
I own all that. I own those names. But it's funny because I had a feeling I knew who it was. I blocked them off of every page I have. But now I don't have that problem anymore. Unfortunately, you can't have a bath there because it's lead piping and you can get lead poisoning from the water. Come over to the U.S. They're all lead pipes down here. Hell, my house is freaking close to 100 years old, and this town still has the original water system from 100 years ago. Water pipes from 100 years ago.
Well, man, like that's like when we were at the museum. We had that museum. It used to be an old fire department. I told you about that, and we still had the asbestos in the ceiling. Yeah. People would come through like, "That's asbestos." Yeah, you're all right. Nobody's touching
it. You'll be all right. Don't worry about it. So you get black lung 50 years down the road. Big deal.
It's only going to knock a couple years off the end of your life. It's the end of your life, and that's off the bad years. What's your Facebook page? What's your Facebook
page? You can go. Where are you watching it? Okay, you're watching on things. So you can go on Facebook for me, Reverend Dan Todd, SOSM, just like you see it on the broadcast here.
And mine's Reverend Jamie McCaskill, Deliverance Minister.
Yeah, and you can also go to the team page, which is New Jersey Ghost Detective / Order of Exorcists NJ, and St. Benedict's Anglican Church NJ. In fact, hold on, I have them all written down here somewhere. Hold on here.
Mine's Fostoria Paranormal Investigations, but you'll need to look up Fostoria and Finley Paranormal Investigations.
Yeah, so these are the two pages for that. So, but another comment. Been to America about 3 times. The last time I came over, I was about 4 years.
If I click join chat, will it just let me talk in there?
I don't know. To be honest with you, try it. See what happens. I've never had that.
Just hope it don't knock me off of here. Let's see. Allow.
I'm going to put the team.
Yep, I think it got me in there. I'll just send my link.
Come on, computer. There we go. Oh. There we go. It works. It works. It really works. It's alive. Order of Exorcist NJ. See. Benedict's Anglican Church NJ. Don't worry about my punctuation. I suck at writing. I would give you the websites, but the team websites, but there they go. Okay. I'd give you the team websites, but my websites are hacked as well.
So, mine sends 2 every time. The websites are on.
Yeah, so is mine. Mine sends it for each page that we're streaming on right now.
I think that's what mine's doing too.
Websites, when I got hacked, I lost access to the websites. And it's best to get me on social media. I did a road trip on Route 66. Oh, I would love to do Route 66 one day when I came over last. And then the last, I was up to Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Been there many times. I actually got hailed by a hooker on a corner there one time. And I was like 12, 15 years old. I was a teenager. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't want to do this. But yeah, it's just people.
I'm trying to think of there was
power
another story. There was another paranormal hate one that I had, and I'm trying to remember what it was. But one of the ones, this isn't me.
Wasn't the firehouse?
We had a lot there. We had a lot there. That one was. This was a group that's a lot. Yeah. Now like me and John doesn't want to talk about. John's still friends with them. That's why, like on our episode, you noticed kind of John steered away from it.
Yeah.
But they came in and they. And what's sad is John told me what they said when they said, "You guys lost that place, didn't you? We're supposed to get it." Was what they told John. But that group was a bigger group than ours. They're well known. They're on TV. They're celebrities. And they came and said, they came in, investigated with us. And what was sad, man, was like investigating with them was just like the stuff that I know why it's happening. Like there was right behind the museum is a radio station. So if you take a K2 meter in there, it's going to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
And watching them go back there, yeah, and they're freaking out about it. And I'm going, there's a radio station back here, and they're like going, oh, but look at the K2, it's answering our questions. I'm like, there's a radio station right there. And then when we did a public one, they came in again. And so we're back there, and I have my K2 off. I turn it off when we go in there, stuck it in my pocket. They're turning theirs on.
Hang on, I'm gonna set off everything. Hold on, let me just hit my radio.
But they were but you're telling them, right? And they go and say, well, they don't know how to host a public hunt. It's like when we host it, we teach you how to investigate, and then we let you investigate. And they apparently didn't like that. Yeah. They told the museum we didn't know what we were doing, and they tried to take it. And all they did was cost it for everybody. Any team that wanted to come in there, it's gone. And they'll never let hunts in there again.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The firehouses are always haunted.
Oh, yeah.
Every firehouse I've ever been in, even rescue squad buildings, they're always haunted. One night we were, I was riding for, where I used to live, I was riding for a squad. And we were all sitting, nobody came in. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We just got back from a call. We're all just sitting in the lounge, just trying to go back to sleep watching TV. All of a sudden, the doors open, the bay doors open, and the truck starts up, and the ambulance starts up.
Huh?
Nobody was there. We were running out thinking somebody was stealing the ambulance. And stuff. Nobody. We're like, okay, how did that happen? But that's just weird. But every firehouse I've ever been in is haunted.
One of my favorite things about that museum, that I believe was related to the fact it was a firehouse. Every night that we investigated there, if you thought of something you really wanted to eat, on your way out, you would smell it.
Yeah.
We would go to leave, and you'd smell cinnamon cookies being baked. You'd smell coffee. One group smelled beef stew.
Oh, dude, you're making me hungry.
Yeah. But it was just one of those, it was an amazing, I love that place. The sound of rubber boots walking on the floor. You know that sound. You'd hear that.
Oh, yeah.
We had
there was walking, more like dragging.
Yeah. But thunk, thunk, thunk. Yeah, it was awesome. There's just all the activity that was in that place. And it's just it makes me depressed it makes me depressed that we can never take anyone in there and let them see that again. Because it was awesome.
Maybe down the road it might happen again.
Yeah. I know the city tried to get it. The mayor was really upset because there were people coming we had a group from as far away as Florida. come to Little Bitty Fostoria to investigate the museum.
Nice. No, it's a good moneymaker for the town, the city, whatever. You know, and it keeps the historic building open.
There's a restaurant right across the street, and we had so many people come in there one time for a public one that their computers crashed. It was awesome. It was just a little bitty museum. It wasn't much there, but the activity was nuts. We still don't know.
You still don't know what caused it?
It was all the stuff that was in there. The majority of it was all attachments. There was attachments to the fire truck. There was a bottle opener, not a bottle opener, but from a factory here when they would put the caps on the bottles, they had that there. That thing would get moved. There was a bed upstairs that was donated by a family whose daughter died. That little girl was everywhere, though. You would experience her all throughout the building. And there's a statue. Yeah. There's a statue of an old lady. It's about this tall. She was a teacher at the school, and it was paper mache made by her students after she died. They put a wig on her that she was dressed in her clothes. That thing would move. You would come back and find it like in the middle of the room. It was. Yeah.
It's funny you said that because that just reminded me of a story. When I first got back into investigating, I was just doing it myself. I was just going to different locations that I knew that I was friends with the people. I'd be calling up, hey, you got some time? Yeah, come down. So I was down in Martinsburg, and I was doing the Roundhouse. I don't know if you've ever heard of Martinsburg Roundhouse. Super haunted. And I had the whole complex to myself. The Roundhouse was part of the B&O Railroad. It was their servicing facility for the locomotives, cars, whatever, and stuff like that. Well, I was walking into the metal shop, and last time I was there were no mannequins. Well, they forgot to tell me that they put mannequins in there. Right? So all I had was a little flashlight. In fact, I didn't even have a flashlight on because I was just walking. I had so much stuff in my hand. I walked in, I saw the mannequin, and I jumped out of my skin. I called my friend. I'm like, dude, you couldn't tell me this? He goes, oh, shit, I forgot.
You would like the fire museum then, man. They're full of mannequins there.
Yeah. Well, if I know about it, I'll be all right. But when I walk into the room, I knew there was nothing in there, and all of a sudden there's something standing there.
Yeah, that would freak me out too. Well, it's like the statue of the lady. The first time that I saw it move scared the dog out of me because me and Tim went in. It was just us. We had the key, right? So nobody else is in there but me and Tim. And we open the door, go in, lock the door behind us, and we had set up gear the night before because we wanted to see if anything happened when nobody's there. We go up there, we're getting the gear, and we go to leave. And you know how, like, out of the corner of your eye, you see it? She's in the middle of the room. And I stopped, and I backed up and looked, and she was back where she's supposed to be. And Tim's like, what happened? I was like, let's go outside and talk. We went outside. My underwear. Yeah. And I told him, and he goes, I didn't see anything. I said, you wasn't looking. It's like she was right in the middle of the room, just like.
Nice. Yeah.
But
it's a shame that people got to ruin stuff like that. I mean, that's like there's a location near me, the Red Mill, in Clinton, New Jersey. I've been trying to get in there for years. They won't let teams in there unless you're with one of those groups. Like Get Haunted or whatever. They do a bunch of shit there and stuff, but they won't let anybody in there because and stuff, and that's
right.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, this is stupid. I'm here. I even tried to do a fundraiser for them, where I literally was giving them everything, but they won't have it. I'm like, you're lost. But it's because
a lot of groups do mess up locations like that.
Yeah. Well, they just had an event there the other day, or yesterday, as a matter of what's today? Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, no, Sunday.
Today, Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Last night they had an event there last night with Daryl Marsden from Ghost Hunters. The reboot.
Yeah.
And all that. And he does a lot of stuff there. But as far as like if you were just a random Joe Blow team, they won't let you in. And it's a shame too because I've seen some evidence from there, and that place is haunted. It's an old mill from like the early 1800s. I forget how far back it goes, but it's like a village too.
Wow.
And stuff, and it's just I know this celebrity. You don't know this celebrity. Blah blah blah. I'm a celebrity. Blah blah blah. That kind of. Who cares? You take your ego and throw it in the trash because nobody really cares. And unfortunately, I just see a lot of people. I see a lot.
Then you get the celebrities like I'm not naming no names, but when I mention this one, you're going to be like, oh yeah, who will steal people's money? They would send these celebrities money to come do a show.
I know who's that. Never hear from him. Because he's still doing. He's still doing appearances.
Yeah, he is. I've seen him doing one recently.
Yeah. Now I'm not knocking him for coming back out and doing it again. As long as he's not taking money and stuff like that. But
right, and as far as I know, he's not. I think he's on the up and up now.
He's in rehab.
Yeah, I think so too.
He was in rehab. I looked, but and some of these events are outrageously priced. Like there I know you know Ghost Hunts USA, right? In fact, I don't even think they're in business anymore. When they first got going, at the time I lived 20 to 30 minutes from the Crusher Mansion on Staten Island. It was just a hop, skip, and a jump over the Outer Bridge Crossing for me. And so when aired, that episode, Paranormal Lockdown aired that episode, I found it. And I found the contact information, and I called them. I emailed them. I said, you let teams in, how much, what are the details, blah, 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 right?
Right.
I wanted $1,500 for 8 hours.
Ooh.
$1,500. And you had to be led around by somebody from Ghost Hunts USA.
And see, that was what that group was telling the museum that they needed to have happening in the museum when if they took it over.
Yeah.
This particular group would be doing that.
Yeah. I was just like, nah, you're nuts, man. I'm not paying $1,500 for 8 hours and then have somebody lead me through the house. I don't think so. I'm coming in with seasoned investigators. I'm not coming in as a new person. And knock me for saying that, but you know what? When I do a location, I don't want anybody there other than who is supposed to be there. Which is my team and and if I invite somebody to come out and play.
Right.
But it's that whole thing of, now these locations are getting pretty booked up with these groups and stuff, and you can't even get them.
Yep, and that's like with the what's it called, the Mansfield prison here in Ohio, where they're charging way too much. Way too much.
Trans-Allegheny, I wanted to do Trans-Allegheny. I looked into it. It's $1,200.
Ooh.
Okay, but or maybe $1,000 and $1,200 with their insurance. But they want you to have some kind of insurance or something. but you can buy their insurance. So, but you get 10 or 12 people, it becomes $100 a person. And you can easily fit that many people in that location. You know, so if I get 10 or 12 people, that's fine. I'll do that. You know, but for a small location like Kreischer Mansion, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
And
I was pissed. Like I said, I was only a half hour from it.
Right. I don't deal with a lot of those locations. I know like a lot of them do charge way too much. That's one of the reasons I haven't never been to too many of them. I really like going to, like, if I'm gonna go to Mansfield, I can go to the Fire Museum. I'd rather go there and spend money, basically donating to a good cause.
Yeah. Well, we're getting into doing like some of the local stuff around here that we don't have to pay for. Like there's a train wreck site. There's in one of the towns near us. There's an old Jersey Central Railroad line that runs through the town that supposedly somebody got hit and killed by a train on. There's other places where you see apparitions walking up the roads and stuff like that. Where I live is a pretty historic area because I'm so close to the Delaware River.
Oh, nice.
So this would have been one of the areas that, in the early settlements would have been built up because we're so close to the river. In fact, there's a river that runs right through the town. You know, I mean, this town itself I live in was 1700s or something like that, 1780s, 1760s, something like that. Let's put it this way: this town goes back before the Revolutionary War.
Right.
So
that's nice.
That was what, 1776?
1770s, yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking like 1760 for the beginning, the incorporation of the town. That does end. There's a house in town. I know there's spirits there. I have them. I have the evidence. It's called the Solitude House. Okay. I have the evidence. I know there's ghosts there, but they won't let me in because the historical committee chairwoman doesn't believe in ghosts. But yet, they'll have Bruce Tango go in there and do his thing.
Right.
Mind you, Tara, who was supposed to be on tonight, but she's got other stuff to do. She called me and she goes, I just got a vision of 3 Revolutionary War soldiers buried on the property.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking to me. And she described the house. She described where they were buried, and it could have been one of 2 spots on the property. I think I might have found where they're buried. And if it's true, they are still buried there to this day.
Wow.
And they're British soldiers. But they won't let me in. But they're doing this whole thing. You know, the town council's like, oh yeah, we'll let you in, and all that. Meanwhile, my phone and email is still silent. But you know what? That's your problem. That's your problem, not mine. I'm not chasing you.
What gets me, and this isn't something that happened to me. This is another group that I trust, who has. I'm not naming their name because I don't know if they would want this out. Where they will, you'll go in and catch something, and when these paranormal teams for the TV shows come in, and they'll go, "Hey, we want to show your evidence on our show, but we want to say we caught it. How much would it cost?" I don't know if you've had that happen. I haven't, but
no, I haven't.
That group told me about that, and I was like, and I remember when it happened because he was mad. He's like, they're going to say that they caught my evidence. He said that's why I put a watermark on everything I catch. He said that way they can't show it.
An outrageous fee. I would have charged them like $500,000 or something.
Yeah.
You want my evidence? $500,000. Let's go.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it. He would not. He's like, let me come on and say I caught it and show it. You know, it was what he wanted to do, but they were, oh no.
Good for him. Well, I did a show. I still can't talk about it, but as much. But you know, and don't get me wrong, it was great. You know, I had a lot of fun doing it. You know, I made some new friends and stuff, and you know, it was great. But as far as evidence goes, I mean, when the episode comes out, you'll see it.
Nice.
It should be coming out soon. I did email the producer to find out when, but he hasn't gotten back to me. I'll have to call him.
Yeah, you have to let me know what show and when.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, you'll see it. I'll throw it up on Facebook, all social media, everything. But it was fun. And,
I tell you, man, when we filmed, I enjoyed filming the history of Astoria. That DVD, that was. So I know what you mean. It's a blast to film that stuff. It's just.
Yeah, I was a little nervous because I didn't know really what I was going to be dealing with. The stars of it, the everyday people on the show and stuff like that. But it was great. Everybody was welcoming. I can't say enough about them.
You tend to forget the camera. Were you investigating?
I was doing Deliverance.
Okay, we were doing it. We were doing the investigating. To me, I forgot the cameras were even there.
So did I.
The guy would be like, "Can you? You said EMF. Can you tell me what that means on the camera real quick? I want to make sure." It just was like, oh, and it turn around and have to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it was a blast.
It was. But I didn't get a big head over it.
Right. We didn't either.
I've always said, I'm not going to go looking for it, but if it finds me, depending on the situation, because at first I said no, and then we talked about it, and it was just like, okay.
Well, on your last show, the last show I was on with you where you were talking and I was in the chat over here. I talked about how I got in, we got the call for that one house. Now, this is a little bit of paranormal drama too, because, and I talked about this a little bit on our show, where Zach, the Ghost Adventures crew, called me about that Demon House movie.
Yes.
Warning us on there, and once they learned that I was going to try to debunk it, that was it. No more contact with Jamie. It was over. It was done with. And that's why when I watched the movie, I was laughing because I was like, there's no other investigators. It was supposed to be multiple teams helping Zach and investigate that house. There was none. I wonder if that happened where he had a lot of people say that.
Probably. I don't even think the Exorcist wanted to be there.
Yeah, you could tell the way he was active.
Oh yeah, because actually, the Exorcist in that he wasn't even an exorcist.
What was he?
He was just a regular priest. He took a crash course. There's a video on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. I was watching it the other day. No, I don't want that one. Might be under here. Excuse me. Nope, not that one. But he took a crash course in exorcism through his diocese for that case.
Yeah, he was acting like he'd been doing it for a while.
He's good. He's very good. I have to find. I don't know where it is. It's in one of my things here. Let's see. Maybe it's on
Did you notice that if you go back and rewatch it again, I don't know if you noticed this. I think that guy that was supposedly possessed, part of the team.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't, I'm sorry, but this is just my opinion. I think he took something, because if you hear Zach or one of them ask, "What did you take?"
Yeah.
So I don't think he was possessed. I think when he went down in that basement before, I think he went down there and he took some kind of a drug, and later on, they're seeing the after effects of that. That's my personal opinion. But if you watch it again, you'll notice he asked that.
Yeah, that is possible. I mean, but at the same time, that is an open door. That is opening a doorway for the demonic to step in.
True.
So it's, it could have been one and the same. But if he was doing drugs, the demonic's going to single him out because he's going to be the weaker one of the group.
Right.
So that's
That's what a lot of people don't like to mention that either.
Yeah.
me and my sister argue over that quite a bit.
What, over drugs versus demons?
Well, she used to be she used to be on drugs real bad. She's clean now, but the demons are
You doing
still there.
exorcism?
She won't let me.
Oh.
She gets mad at me when I talk to her about it. Because she'll call me when
playing one on your phone.
Yeah, she'll get mad at me. She'll call me like because you could tell me and you would know this is something demonic messing with her, and she'll call me talking, and I'm like, well, sis, this is what's going on, and this goes back to, and she'll hang up. And she'll tell my mom, why won't he just listen? Well, I'm trying to help her. I am trying to do more than just listen. I'm trying to tell her, like, this is what's going on. You need to understand this is what's happening with you. And it's hard for me to separate that part of my life.
I do it. Trust me, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. It's, in fact, I was listening to a show today, pretty popular show. I'm not going to say who it is because I don't think she's a terrible investigator in my eyes, but and the guy's telling a story about how they moved to a house in Virginia, the house was a brand new build, and he was hearing his name called, and bad things were happening, and it was just one symptom after another, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, you got an infestation.
Yep.
But it never came up in the show. In fact, I haven't finished watching it because I just got disgusted. But it never came up in the show, and it's like, are you kidding me? You had a demonic experience, and you're not out there telling your story to people and telling people what to look for and all that. I mean, I granted, I know that's a part of our job is to educate the public, but nobody ever wants to hear it. We're like the black sheep. We're like the black sheep of the community here. But at the same time, nobody knows about this stuff.
Right.
I get phone call, I get emails all the time from teams. Oh, we think this is demonic. I look at what or they don't even send any evidence. Okay, where's your evidence? We didn't investigate it yet. So how do you know it's demonic? Oh, it just sounds demonic. I literally got told, the team told me that one day. I'm like, okay. Well, right? So then I looked at the team's page, and it's appearance after appearance after appearance on TV and this and that. I'm like, yeah, okay, now I know why.
Me and John got that one case here recently that one team that I mentioned earlier turned over to us. And what gets another one, this is another one that we faced too, and I'm sure you have, where the person will call you and go, this is what's going on, and it's demonic just from like listening, and you're like, well, don't do that part anymore. Before I come up, you need to stop doing this or that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you never hear from them again because now they're mad that you told them to stop doing something that they believe works, that doesn't, and it's making it worse. Where they're calling somebody who's teaching them, and that was one that we still haven't heard from that lady.
There was a case that Bishop Ron sent out a few months ago on the West Coast, northwest coast, and I had nothing going on at that time, and so I called her to talk to her what was going on, to see if she was available to come out to us, because that's how I test people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're willing to make the jump, hop a plane, come out to me, I'm going to believe you more than if you tell me no. Okay. So this lady is telling me that, her symptoms and all that. And then she goes, oh, well, my heart's only pumping at 10%.
I remember that one. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, guess what I'm not doing?
Right.
I told her, I said, I need a psych eval. I need a physical from your doctor, and I want a stress test from your cardiologist.
Yeah.
And I told her why and all that, and she got pissed off at me. She just called me on Friday, but I couldn't answer because I was busy, and it's a holiday weekend, so I'm not gonna call her back right now. I'll call her back maybe tomorrow night or something. But she just called me, looking for help again, and I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm not flying across the country for a case that is going to kill you.
Exactly.
I'm not doing it.
Let me get my computer plugged real quick, and my battery's starting to get weak. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah. It won't take me but 2 seconds.
1, 2. But yeah, it's and when you're doing cases like that, you have to be mindful of stuff like that, because you do an exorcism on somebody, their heart, they're going to be under tremendous stress, and when something like that, when your heart's only pumping 10%, you're going to go into cardiac failure. You're going to have a heart attack. I'm not going to be the one to give you that heart attack. Granted, I know CPR, and I was an EMT, and I was a firefighter, but that doesn't mean I want to do it on you.
Right?
No, that's fine. I was just talking. But yeah, so
I agree with you, man. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to do
that
the case. That would have been really dangerous for her.
Yeah. I told Bishop about it in Connecticut when I saw him. I'm like, yeah, I honestly can't do anything with her because I'm afraid her heart's going to give out.
Yeah.
I don't carry an AED.
And she wouldn't have wanted to hear it either, probably. She probably was like, oh, no, I need this.
She didn't. She was saying she needed it. She told me I didn't know what I was talking about and this and that. And I'm like, yeah. So I told her, I said, you know what? When you calm down and you start thinking more level-headed, then we'll talk.
Right.
So, but like I said, I haven't called her back because I've been busy this weekend. I've had some issues. I've had some vehicular issues that I've had to fix and try to fix.
Yeah, you showed me pictures of that. That was pretty bad. That rust, man. That's the dangers of living up here in the north with all this snow and the salt and everything.
I don't know about your governor, but every time it rains in the winter, our governor salts and puts down the brine.
They don't salt it.
It could be like a drizzle, and he's out brining the roads. One year, actually, it's funny. One year the state ran out of salt.
No way.
There was no salt in the state because when every time it rained, he'd throw salt and stuff down, but when it snowed, they had nothing. Route 78.
They only do it during really bad snow here.
Oh, believe me, I've driven in the snow on Route 80 across Ohio. It's not fun.
No.
It's not fun. I actually pulled over. I actually pulled into a truck stop one night, and because I couldn't see, I could feel the truck going like this. I'm like, nope, I'm done. See ya. I got fuel. Went to bed. Woke up because my compressor was frozen. Or no, I'm sorry, not my compressor. My air dryer was frozen, and it wasn't drying the air because the heating element was bad. Because the mechanic used to fix my truck. So I had to go out there, and it was like minus 10 degrees out. I'm in shorts and a sweatshirt, freaking putzing around with my air compressor, trying to get the line off to pour alcohol in it and stuff. Oh, my God, I was freezing. And then I woke up the next morning. I started heading back towards Jersey, and it was just like truck after truck after truck over in the ditch. It was ridiculous. I'm like, I'm glad I pulled over.
I bet. Well, it's like the first time I experienced really bad snow here, I was riding home with a friend of mine from work, and we were coming down the road, and he's like, I just need to follow those taillights in front of us because it was bad. Yeah. The next thing I know, we're like, whoosh, we're off in a ditch right after the other car. And I remember I called work the next day, and I said, I'm not coming in. They're like, why? I said, I'm still traumatized after last night. I'd never seen that much snow in my life. It just was like white everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't get that much snow in the South.
No, we don't get that. You're lucky to get a little powder. Especially where
even that people are freaking out.
Well, and what's weird is up here, like people will freak out over fog. I learned to drive in fog. I'm from a little fishing community. Fog was what we drove in on our way to work every morning. It was like, and up here people are like, it's such horrible fog, and I'm like, where?
Jesus, take the wheel.
Right.
Oh boy. Oh, man, an hour and a half. Holy cow.
Yeah. And we can still keep going.
Yeah, we can. Although my stomach's growling, it's telling me to feed it.
But I'd like to tell everybody out there the hat I'm wearing. This
go ahead, plug yourself. Do what you got to do, man.
This is testimony. This is it's a Christian hip hop artist out there, Robbie Heck. If you look him up on Facebook, I'll type his name over here. Robbie Heck Music. Look that up on Facebook. He's a great artist, and he really needs the help because he's ran into an incident with the local location where it seems like they're trying to keep him out just because he's a Christian artist. And his stuff is good. If you listen to the new Sermons in the Park episode, I actually have little snippets of his music at the beginning and end of my video. But he did tell me that he's got a meeting with them because after he put that video out showing how they lied to him, they're like, "Oh, we need to talk. We think there was a miscommunication."
ROBBHEC or ROB?
Oh, I'm sorry, ROBBY.
Oh, BBY. Okay.
There we go. But he's also on YouTube and in other places as well. His music's awesome. A Testimony is his #1 hit right now. That's the one everybody knows. That's why he's got the hats and T-shirts and all that stuff. And I'm wearing that in support of him. His event's coming up September the 23rd, I believe. It's on a Saturday. And I want that place to blow up. I really do. I think it would be awesome if it just so many people showed up that they didn't have room for them.
Where can people get tickets?
They can get it from the Marathon Center for Performance Arts. I'll send you a link on Facebook if you want to share it.
Yeah. Throw it in the comments. Send me a link on Facebook. I'll throw it up.
All right. But that's the name of the place. If you search for that, it's Findlay, Ohio.
Why does that name sound familiar? Where's Findlay?
Findlay, Ohio it's south of Toledo. You actually drive through it. They call it Flag City, Ohio, is what their nickname for it is.
Is that supposed to be like a railroad town or something?
Fostoria is, yeah, and so is Findlay.
I think I stayed in a hotel in that town.
Probably did. They got a lot of them. I know that much. It's a rather big city. I worked at the Whirlpool over there.
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny? I think I've driven through Fostoria.
You'd know it. Those are the train tracks.
Well, no, I hauled an oversized load out to Michigan, and oversized loads you got to go permit routes and all that. So I know I went through Toledo, somewhere around Toledo. No, maybe not. I think I took 90 west out. Yeah. Hey, look, Sturgis. But yeah, so you can find.
I told Robbie, man. I told Robbie what I found weird when I was on the Marathon Center Facebook page. The Friday before him, Marie Osmond is performing.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, me neither. I was on there and I was like, hey, Marie Osmond. But you guys like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say something.
I was just gonna say check him out, man. Check his music out if you get a chance. He's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna check him out. I'll check it out tonight and see. I'm actually looking for another I'm actually looking for music for another intro for another podcast I'm thinking about doing.
If you're gonna do that, man, you ought to check out the ones who do our music. Joel.
Yeah, send it to me.
I will.
So,
but Joel's pretty good. His is all paranormal related.
So besides the Order of Exorcists website, which is around here. Where is it? There it is. Too many things. Besides, so if you need help, and the Order of Exorcists is a international ministry. Okay, we're both part of it. Both our teams are part of it. There's other teams that go to Canada. I think we're across the pond. I forget how many countries we're in. I think it's like 25 or something like that, 26.
He's always
that's the website. Yeah, that's the website to get. You send your email to the bishop. He'll send it out in the group email, and whoever's close to it will take it. Or if it's like the case in Canada that I'm working, we all work together.
Yeah.
We all work together. The team in Canada doesn't have the resources that I have, so I'm helping them out with certain things and stuff like that. So, we are Para Unity.
Exactly.
We are Para Unity. We all work together. I mean, when I was at the Defeating the Demonic conference, and you can't really see it, but Defeating the Demonic, Jason McLeod is going to be looking to take that world, countrywide, across the country and stuff. So that was a great event. I met everybody there. I made friends. There was a lot of us from the order there, from the area. So it's.
I wish I could have went to that. I was really wanting to.
You missed a great time. We didn't stay for the dinner because my son was. Although I screwed up because the hotel was a little bit pricey. It would have cost me like about $600 for the weekend for the hotel, but it was a very nice hotel. It was a resort hotel. I mean, pools, bar, restaurant, the whole 9 yards. So for the money, it would have been worth it. But I got my room late and I screwed up. But
actually,
it was great. Yeah, exactly. It was great. And, look it up on Facebook. I believe it's Defeating the Demonic, or just Google Defeating the Demonic, and it'll pop up. Okay. Or Jason McLeod, he's got a couple books out. He's darksiege.com or something like that. Just Google Dark Siege, Jason McLeod, and you'll find it. It's all over my page. All over my pages. Bishop Enright's pages, Bill Bean, Bishop Long, Archbishop Cloud, and stuff like that. I mean, great guys.
Yeah.
And stuff. But yeah, so we need help. Orderofexorcist.com, and somebody will get in touch with you.
Yeah.
Granted, we are busy, so it may take a little bit of time. So please don't get mad at us if we don't get to you right away. Okay. So. But aside from the order, where can everybody hate on you?
Fostoria Paranormal Investigations. When you look for it on Facebook, it's Fostoria and Finley Paranormal Investigations. Also, I have the Reverend Jamie McCaskill Deliverance Ministry page. Reverend Jamie McCaskill Deliverance Ministers, which you'll see. And also, Everyday Voices of the Paranormal. We have a podcast page over there on Facebook as well. You can check us out on all three of those. I'll type them in over here.
Speaking of devil, my Facebook page opens up and there's a picture of you with Robbie Heck.
That's me.
But yeah, and me, you just look us up on Facebook. New Jersey Ghost Detectives Order of Exorcists. We should be streaming on it, but Facebook's been weird lately. I don't know why. New Jersey Ghost Detectives NJ. Here we go. Yeah. Those are social medias. You can find us on YouTube. Everything's in the program guide. Find us on YouTube. Oh, we got 4. Oh, it's probably you.
Yeah, it's
you?
Me.
Okay. And we'll come out. We'll try to help you as best we can. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm busy. Jamie's busy. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I got to triage. I got to triage cases, and unfortunately, I have a waiting list. And oh crap, I forgot about that guy in Chester. Oops, sorry. Well, that was one of the ones. And this is why I got pissed off, is because they literally called me sent me a message about this case that, this case is demonic. He saw a dark shadow in his attic, and he's freaking out and stuff like that. I said, okay, did you investigate it? No. Why do you know it's demonic? Literally, right after I said that, the phone rings. It's the guy.
Wow.
I'm like, dude, what? I didn't know what to do.
Right.
I literally, I sent the message back to the team. I was like, dude, you guys got to investigate these cases before you send them to me. I don't have the time or the resources to do it. And I put the guy on the waiting list, and unfortunately, I just haven't gotten to him yet. But if you're a team, make sure you send me evidence, because I'm Jamie. I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah, I'd like to hear what. I'd like to know what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta know what's going on. Plus, we in the order, if it does need to go above us, we got to be able to prove what the claims are. So it's. I'm not going to take a case without evidence. So.
Right.
Sorry.
But like me, I'm not going unless they talk to Monica first.
I feel. We walked in on a case in Irvington, New Jersey, which is a pretty bad area, and I brought my 45. I had it in my backpack, and sure enough, the client that we had was renting an apartment in this guy's house, and this guy's freaking out on us and this and that. And it was one of those Haitian. The lady was Haitian. She's saying that her Haitian landlord was doing voodoo and all kinds of stuff on her. And I was like, all right, well, we'll come check it out. We got there, and the guy opens the door and just like starts threatening us and stuff like that. And I had, at that point, I had my 45 in small in my back, and I was just waiting for it. And then one of his sons, I guess, comes out with a knife, and
wow,
I end up having to pull. But it de-escalated the situation real quick. Exactly. Normally I have a pocket knife on me. I don't go anywhere without my knife. But you got to be. And look, I have a case in upstate New York. That's a case of schizophrenia, but she's texting me saying this, that. The story's changed 4 times. Her phone number's changed 4 times, and I'm like, I can't get to you right now.
Right.
I had 2 dates. I canceled one because I wanted to see if she wasn't taking her medicine, and I wanted to give her a month to take her medicine. And I just had to cancel again because of one of our members had a very personal issue with her family, and I felt that it wasn't right that her mindset wasn't going to be on the investigation.
Exactly.
So I canceled the case, and she was pissed, and I got to get back to her about it. But I mean, it's going to be a waste of gas to go up there because I know it's psychological, unfortunately. But
that happens a lot too. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But I got to do it. I at least got to go up there and do an investigation. So
I definitely want to know what goes on with that one. If you can, let me know what you can.
I'll tell you what. You want to hop a plane and go over there?
I'll take a bus ticket with you. I don't fly. The Lord says, remember what the Bible says, lo, I shall be with you always.
Yeah. Shit, you'll make it here in about a week by bus.
Probably.
No. Let's see. Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, 6 hours. You're probably another 2 hours, so you probably make it here about 8-9 hours.
Yeah. But you got to remember the buses are going to stop.
That's true. So probably more like 15 hours.
It took me over a day to get down to Louisiana when I went back.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I have to fly, I don't know that. If I have to fly, I will, but I might have to fly to Canada for this one case. I don't know. I'm still trying to assess that one out, though.
Yeah. Well, if you have to meet her halfway into Ohio, I could always help.
Well, that might be something too. That might be easier. Although, depends on what the price of gas is at this point.
That's true. It'll go back up pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, it's getting winter time now, so people aren't going to be driving as much.
That's true.
So, but yeah. So that's where you can reach us. And I know I said some things that are not you may not like, but you know what? I got to tell the truth. Yeah. I can't. Lying is a sin. I think one of the 10 commandments, the 10 commandments is thou shalt not deceive.
Bear false witness. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So, I don't feel like breaking a commandment, the 10 commandment, because then I gotta go to confession, and I gotta confess my sins, and even though actually I am due for one. I haven't been to confession in a while, but well, yeah. So you can find us. I give the websites out, but I have no control over the website at this point. So it's just right. I still get the messages, so you can still message me on our websites. You'll find on social media, but I'm going to be changing them soon. Hopefully, Wix is giving me a hard time about it, and I'm just getting tired of dealing with their crap. So,
right.
But yeah, that's it. So, on that note, hang out for a minute, and I'm going to bid everybody adieu here.
All right, man.
So I'm going to take you off the screen. So, hang on. Remove. All right, everybody. So next week we're back to our normal Friday 7 o'clock. I forget what we're talking about. I always forget to look. I don't know why, but that's. I'll do an announcement sometime during the week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. So on that note, I will see you guys on Friday at 7 o'clock right here on Paranormal Happy Hour. Have a good night and God bless.